Hi, Abby here. I've got an awesome topic for us to explore today. I'm going to go over 5 techniques on how to get yourself grounded. This is going to be super easy stuff. Anybody can do it. You don't have to be a mastermind. You don't have to be a professional psychic or spiritual healer. You can just be a person. And these tips will work for you. Okay, so the first tip I want to tell you on how to get yourself grounded is simply to stop for a minute, okay? Just stop. I know life gets us kind of caught in the wind, caught in the movement of the river rapid, of all the things that we have to get done. That's not being grounded. That's being caught in the river rapid, right? So to get grounded, we need to just simply stop moving. Like literally just stop. Sit down. Send all of your energy downward. You'll do that naturally when you just choose to stop and get out of the flow of the movement of time and the things that you have to get done and the busyness and the stress involved with that. That's not being grounded. Now, when you stop, I like to just sit down here like I'm doing, and I take a look at literally everything that exists in my life. I'll even touch things. I'm going to touch this couch here. This is real to my experience as a human being. I can touch this table. I can touch this crystal skull. This is serious. When you stop and actually take a look at what exists in your life, you take a look at the things that you just take for granted because you're always moving, you'll notice things about yourself. If your house is messy, you don't have to clean the mess up right now. You can just stop for a minute and take a look at it. Is it a reflection of you that it is messy and you feel messy inside because you don't know how to get grounded? Or is it just the way it needs to be right now because you have so much on your plate and you're trying to get it organized and these things are more important than cleaning? This is just an example of the things that you might take notice of when you stop and what it might mean to you differently. Stopping is us putting a halt on time, is us putting a halt on whatever we think we need to do right now. I encourage you to just, when you get up in the morning, sit down. Don't lay down because you probably fall back asleep. But when you get up in the morning, go to your living room or your kitchen and sit down and don't do anything. Just sit there and take a look around. Don't worry about what you have to do today. Just take a look around and look at everything. This is you sending your energy downward naturally because you are stopping. Trees aren't in a rush. Trees are naturally grounded because they're not in a rush. They don't have anywhere to go. So we get naturally grounded too when we're not in a rush and we choose to not have anywhere to go right now. That's one way to get yourself grounded, super easy. If you were to do that for 5 minutes every day, you would be amazed at how much more peaceful you feel. And it's literally only 5 minutes. And you could do that in the morning when you get up. You can do that when you get home from work even. And when we get home from work, we're usually really stressed out and exhausted and we don't want to do anything else because we've already done enough for the day. But if you just stop and collect yourself by just stopping, you'd be amazed at how much better you feel about everything in your life. It's going to get more organized, collected, and that's what it is to be grounded. You're going to feel collected. You're going to feel organized. You're going to feel sharper in your thoughts. You're going to know where you're going and what you actually want to do, and you're going to be realistic with what you can accomplish in a day. That's just the first tip here, okay? The next easy tip is take notice of your feet. Your feet are connected to the ground. What are we accomplishing here? We're grounding. What does that mean exactly? Well, if you take notice of your feet, you're already sending your consciousness and all of your energy downward. Getting grounded is sending energy downward because oftentimes it gets caught in our heads and we're just turning it and turning the wheels in there and it's not balanced in its disbursement through all the other energy bodies. So chakras is another way to call it. I call them energy bodies. They're communications. They're different aspects of ourself. We got throat, we got heart, and the way that expresses itself, and the emotions, and all this stuff. And when we send the energy from our head downward, everybody gets a balanced experience with what you're going through, and you're going to feel more collected. Okay, so you just focus on your feet. That's it. You literally just start looking at your feet in your own mind, or you can look at them right now and say, those are my feet right there. And then that's the ground right there. Literally, I know it's really easy. Maybe it sounds hokey, but it's sending your energy downward. And it's really easy to do. I can look at my feet right now. I'm not actually looking at my feet, but I'm experiencing my feet. This is an easy psychic development tip, because to be psychic or to have psychic seeing isn't actually looking at it, it's experiencing it. So I'm experiencing my feet right now because my feet are energy. My feet are consciousness. They're connected to everything. So I'm experiencing my feet. You can experience your feet right now. You can watch me and experience your feet at the exact same time. You're a multitasker. This is an energy connected thing. Now you're experiencing your feet. You can experience your toes. See, I'm experiencing my toes, and I'm looking at this camera here. I'm looking at the screen right now, but yet I'm experiencing my toes. And so I'm already sending my energy downward while I'm simultaneously participating in an activity. So see how easy this is? See, you can do this at any time. You can be busy at the computer at work, and you can just, for a few minutes, just take notice of your feet and your toes. And it'll send your energy downward. And when we send our energy downward, again, we're getting connected with the ground, connected with the earth. You can even choose to feel your feet on the ground. Just experience, my feet are touching the ground. And this is what the ground feels like. Even if you're on the 50th floor of a building, the act of experiencing ground is going to naturally ground you. It really will. The next tip I have for you is breathe. See how easy this stuff is? This is so easy. Any kid could do this. They could be a mastermind at it. Any kid. So if any kid can do it, any adult can do it too, right? All right, so just breathe. I'm serious. So when you focus on just breathing, what are you doing? Well, you got to stop. For one, that's step number one on grounding, is just stop moving, right? Step two, focus on your feet. That works. And then if you want to do all these things while you're also concentrating on breathing, what's this doing? It's clearing your mind, because whatever in here isn't really that important. Breathing is the most important thing we could be doing right now. It's a life-sustaining activity. You don't have to be a professional breather or some spiritually mastered breathing expert. You just breathe, okay? So I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'm tasting the air. I'm actually experiencing that air has a texture to it. It can sometimes have a smell to it. I can feel air. These are the experiences that you can have when you're just simply focusing on breathing. It's actually having an intimate relationship with air. And when you do that, you clear your mind. And you just allow that energy into your body. And it's interesting because if you choose to experience yourself breathing from the ground upwards, like, I'm going to pull that energy from down in my toes. I'm going to just breathe the air that's all the way down to my toes. And now we're creating circulation, right? Circulation is good. Energy circulation. So we just simply breathe, okay? And it doesn't have to be complicated. You could just stop. And just even close your eyes for a minute if you want to. And just breathe in and breathe out. Very relaxing and peaceful. Relaxation, peacefulness is grounding. Because it's not being a busybody. It's not having to be taffy that's split in 5 different directions. I got to make this call. I got to reschedule that. I got to get groceries. Gosh, my place is a mess. I got to clean. When am I going to get all this stuff done? That's not being grounded. That's basically what everyday life is like as a human being. So if we don't want it to be quite like that, then we can just relax and breathe. And it doesn't matter. Literally everything we have to do doesn't actually matter. Breathing is the most important thing we could do right now. Paying attention to our feet and actually acknowledging that we have feet. How often do we think about our feet, you know? Maybe some people think about their feet a lot. They need the pedicure. They need it to look pretty. They have a foot fungus. I don't know. But oftentimes we don't really think much about our feet. And it's nice to pay attention to parts of ourselves that we really don't pay that much attention to. Nice to pay attention to the ground sometimes. It's nice to just stop and take the time to actually experience the world that we live in, you know, which is what's leading me into step number 4. Take a walk in nature. Duh. I think anybody who's going to talk about grounding is going to tell you to take a walk in nature. But why would that be a good idea? Who takes a walk in nature these days? People do. I take walks in nature. I have a feeling you take walks in nature too. And if you don't take walks in nature, then you need to do that. Especially if you want to get grounded, it really helps. Now, here's a walking expert technique. When I take a walk, which I walk regularly, I find the first bit of the walk could be 15 minutes, could be a half hour, could even be 45 minutes. My mind can be just full of junk, full of thoughts, full of frustrations, full of busybody work, full of this confusion or things I'm proud of or things it's all over the place. And it just goes and goes and goes and goes. Don't try to shut your mind off. This is called venting, all right? It's natural, so it's okay to just let your mind vent. You're venting all this energy out in nature, and the trees are sucking that stuff up and then turning it into wonderful energy that heals us. So just vent all that stuff, because that's what you need to do. And you'll find you'll get to a point where you literally have nothing else to think about. And maybe it will feel boring. I don't know. Maybe it'll feel very peaceful. I find when I get to a point where I have nothing else to think about, I feel a bit strange because I'm so used to thinking all the time. But then I just breathe. And I take a look at what is around me because I have nothing else to do, because my mind has nothing else to think about. And I actually start looking at nature without my mind in the way. And I start absorbing the images of trees. It's brainwashing, literally. Brainwashing works. But this is loving brainwashing. We look at images of trees all day long. I swear to God, the human race would be a totally different place. I'm going to turn on channel 59 and look at redwood trees today. Oh, I'm going to turn on channel 33 and I'm going to look at the willow trees today. You know, if we just looked at trees on TV all day, it would be a totally different human race. So now that our mind is out of the way, we can actually enjoy the trees that are around us. We can enjoy the grass. We can start looking at paying attention at the lightning bugs or whatever might be out. Maybe it's nighttime and we can finally actually appreciate the stars because our mind isn't in the way. To be grounded is to not have your mind in the way. And walking will clear your mind and it will get you connected with nature, and it just naturally sends your energy downward because you're peaceful. You're connected, you're seeing trees, you're starting to feel like a tree yourself, you're starting to feel grounded now, you're a moving tree or a walking tree, and there's harmony. If you walk every single day and clear your mind like this, you're going to be a totally different person. Super easy grounding technique, okay? The final one I'm going to tell you about is visual. It's a visualization technique. This is a psychic development tip, and visualization does not mean you actually have to see it in your third eye. It doesn't mean that you actually have to have a pristine image of what it actually looks like. Because as a psychic myself, I don't see everything. It's not like a perfect image. It's a feeling. I experience it. It's an experienced image, okay? I experience my feet right now. I can experience the moon right now if I want to. I just project my consciousness into the experience of the moon. However it wants to be experienced. We can move our consciousness, project our consciousness energy anywhere. We can project our consciousness down into the planet too if we want to. How do we project our consciousness? We just experience our energy in the planet, okay? If that sounds too complicated, I'm going to get it really easy and simplified for you. Okay, so visualization technique. I do this at least once a day, if not multiple times a day, because I have to send my energy downward in order for me to be balanced. All right. And my energy can get stuck in my head too, just like anybody else. So what I do is I just take notice of my feet, just like right now, and now I'm projecting my consciousness into the planet, and oddly enough it looks kind of like a green energy. All right. And it's just like a ball, an orb of green energy. It could be purple for you, or pink, or white, or whatever you want it to be. And it's just an orb of energy, like way down there. Do you actually have to look down in order to see down? You experience down there. All right. So right now I'm looking at you and I'm experiencing down there, and it just looks like a deep place in the earth, full of soils. And then right there, is this green ball of energy, and it's a long ways down. It's like a crazy long ways down, like crazy long ways down. And there's my feet, and there's your green ball. And then I just there's like a elastic energy that is connecting my feet with this green ball, and it's sending energy into me, and I'm sending energy into it, and I feel very connected with the earth. That literally is it. I just experience my feet. I experience the ball down there. I feel my feet connected to that ball down there. And then what I do is I take that ball and I just throw it even further down. And now I experience it so far down I can't even see it anymore, and my feet are connected to that. So that's how I get grounded. 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. There's my feet. There's that ball of energy down there. I can see it right now. My feet and that ball of energy are connected. Oh, I want to go get even more grounded. Here, I'm going to take that ball and I'm just going to throw it even further. And now my feet are super grounded because I can't even see how grounded they actually are. And that's all you have to do, literally. And you don't have to actually see anything. You just experience it. There's my feet. Okay, I'm going to experience a ball of energy way down in the earth. Okay, bam, done it. Okay, feet and ball of energy are connected. You don't have to actually know if they are or not. They just are. That's the intention. Now take that ball, throw it, and feel your feet even more grounded than you could possibly imagine. And this will send all your energy downward. All your energy downward. I'll tell you another thing. Some people get stress headaches because there's literally too much energy pooling in the head. And sometimes it's not just the thoughts, it's emotional thoughts. It's just so much energy that is both emotional, and it's heart-wrenching, and it's full of anxiety and resistance and all this stuff. And it just gets in the head, okay? To clear that, you can stop, right? Take a look at literally everything. There's nothing else you need to think about right now. We're just going to touch the couch, touch the table. I'm going to touch some things, and I'm going to actually look at it. Look at this stuff. Mine is starting to clear because there's nothing else to think about right now, right? I'm going to take notice of my feet because there's nothing else to do right now but to take notice of my feet, sending energy downward, okay? I can just breathe right now. I could focus on my breathing right now. Just literally a couple of minutes even is going to relax the energy that's getting too tight in your head. Literally. Take a walk. It will also clear this out. It will help big time. And also send your energy downward by just send it downward. I just notice my feet. I notice a ball of energy so ridiculously deep in the earth, and I connect the two. And then I grow my feet into that ball, but then I send the ball further down, okay? So it's just like I'm crazy deep in the earth. My roots go that deep. And it helps to naturally send energy down because you gotta relax. Grounding is relaxing. Grounding is being peaceful. Grounding is knowing that you don't have to do it all in one day. It doesn't have to be figured out today. Doesn't have to get done today. It's getting organized with your energy bodies and letting that organization then guide you in a balanced and healthy way through each and every day. It helps you get disconnected from time because the world that we live in is so busy and we got to get it done. It should have been done yesterday. And this is all illusionary. Oftentimes it never has to get done. It could be done 6 months from now. It doesn't even ever have to get done, and it really won't matter. It seriously won't. So these are tips to get you grounded. I hope these tips help you. I know they're going to help you. Even watching this video, experiencing me talking about getting grounded, and you visualizing alongside me without realizing it is already grounding you. You might even feel grounded just from watching this video, just naturally. If your intention is to get grounded, you're already in the right place, putting your intention out there. I want to get grounded. Okay, here's a video with some tips. Listen to the video, and now you're already getting grounded because you're experiencing the tips just in their own way. If you ever need to get grounded again and need some help, just come back to this video, right? So I want to thank you for joining me. And if you are interested in connecting with me for a psychic session, you can come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I'm also on Patreon. I'm sharing workshops out there at Abbey Normal's Wisdom Quest. Thank you again, and I wish you all a wonderful day.